Hey, what's cracking, everybody? On this video, I'm going to explain what LinuxHub is because I'm still getting a few comments saying, is LinuxHub, just another Arch distro with with whatever, you read the comments, you see them. And, they could go to my videos and look at my videos and they could get a clear understanding as to what LinuxHub is. But I'm going to make this video again. It's basically, I'm just going to be repeating everything I've done in the past, and I'm just going to put it all into one video. So in this one video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the installer. So I'm going to set up the installer, and then after it's installed, we'll reboot into it. And once we reboot it into it, I'm going to go through the builder so we can build a custom respin out of it. So one of the questions that I had asked is this just the installer with an interface on top of Arch install? And the simple answer to that is yes. Basically, it is. That's what it is. I don't use Calamares because basically Calamares is almost the same thing. It's just a graphical interface on top of something. Well, actually, Calamares is different, but it all kind of like falls under the same group. But for that one question that was asked, is this just a graphical interface on top of Arch install? Yes, basically it is. So we'll go ahead and run through this installer right now. Then we'll run through the builder. And then that way this one video will show everything of what exactly LinuxHub is. And for those that just want a regular Arch-based system, you can just go download the Arch ISO itself from the Arch website and, hey, have a field day. This, comes with a few predefined things, things like that. But basically, it's just a respin of Arch Linux with my own flavor and with my custom builder on top of it. So basically, the whole thing with LinuxHub, it's not about the system itself. It's more catered towards the builder. The builder to make it easier for people to make a custom respin of their own. Now, however you want to use that, use it however you want to use it. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do with it. So it's yours. I put it out there for free for everyone to use it however you want to use it. All right. So right here in the beginning, once you boot up the ISO, you're going to get this warning message. And this warning message is just telling you that these 4 desktop environments right here are more catered for power users. So if you choose Awesome, BSPWM, Hyperlink, or Qtile, you should know that comes with these are not regular desktops. These are power user desktops, if you want to call them that. Tiling window managers and things like that. These are more catered for power users, people that are experienced and know how to use these systems. So that's the only thing that this warning message is telling you. It's just letting you know that, hey, if you're going to choose one of these desktops, at least know what you're getting into. And you could go on YouTube, you could do a search, you could find out plenty of info regarding these desktops or similar like desktop environments. Like I said before in an earlier video, OpenBox kind of falls into this category too. But the way I have it set up, I pretty much have it set up like it's just a regular desktop. So it makes it easier. And then the same can be done with all of these too, but I'm not going to concentrate on these. I already did OpenBox. I set it up the way I wanted it, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And these are set up just to a state to where you could get in there and you could make all the changes you want to make to them and make it your own. All right, so that's all this warning is just telling you. It's just telling you that if you use these desktops right here, remember that you have to have extensive knowledge of these desktops because they're not your average desktops. These are more catered for power users, experienced users, and it requires a lot of setup. You basically set these up on your own to your liking, the way you like it, the way you want to use it is how you have to set up these desktop environments right here. All right, so I'll go ahead and click on proceed. And then you get your installer that shows up. Now right here are all the desktops you can install. You can install OpenBox, Awesome, Budgie, BSPWM, Cinnamon, Deepin, Gnome, Hyperlink, Mate, Plasma, Qtile, and XFCE. Now the new thing that I've added on here is this custom. If you click on this custom right here, it's going to open up the actual Arch install script, but it's a virgin Arch install. There's no LinuxHub Prime edits added at all. It's just a virgin Arch install. So if you choose the custom, you have to build it yourself. It's basically like using the regular Arch ISO. It's basically just that option that I just added on here because it could be added on here. That's all that is. So for the sake of this video, I need to choose one of these desktop environments that I want to set up. So let me see, I've gone through just about all of them, but let's just go with Plasma, since Plasma is one of the more famous ones right now that are out. So you get the interface that asks you to set up your username, your user password, root password, your login type, your AUR helper, and the select Arch install method. So on the first, I'm going to set my username as hub. Second one, enter your password. Then on the root password, you can enter the same password or you can give it a completely different password. It's completely up to you. Then on the auto login option, you have your options, either yes or no. I'll just leave it on yes. And then select AUR helper right here. You have the option of PAMAC, Paru, Yay, or you can install them all, or you can install none. So these are the options that you have. So I'm going to select all. And then select Arch install method. You have two options right here. You have minimal and full. Minimal only opens up the options that are required by LinuxHub. So you're only going to be asked a few items of information to add in the Arch install script. This is a highly edited Arch install script. It's edited for LinuxHub for this purpose. Now, if you select the full, it's going to open up all of the options. And it is also edited. It's highly edited, but you have the option to change every single aspect of it. But I'm going to leave it on minimum because that's all I require. And then I'll click on OK. Then on the next window, it's just going to tell you what you're going to do. You got your Welcome to LinuxHub Prime installer. And it's telling you right here, you only have to edit two items, disk configuration and time zone. Now that's only true for people that are in the United States. Now, if you're not in the United States or English is not your language or things like that, your locale is not United States, US or anything like that, then you would go and make all the changes to these other options right here. But for most people, these are the only things you have to mess with. It's going to be disk configuration and time zone. And it lets you know that you're installing the Plasma 6 environment. Then you just click on proceed. And right here, these are where you make the changes. So Arch install language. By default, it's already set to English, so I do not need to mess with it. Mirrors, they're already defined because obviously I made this ISO, so I defined them to the US. The same thing with the locales. They're defined to the US for my system, so I don't have to mess with them. Disk configuration. This is what I do have to mess with. I have to select the disk that I want to install the system on. So I'll click on disk configuration. Then the next option is going to be partitioning. Click on that. And then there's these few options you can use. You can use a pre-mounted configuration. That's if you chose to make your own partitions on the drive. And then there's manual partitioning. And then there's use best effort. That's the one that most people are going to use because this is the easiest, simple setup to use. So you click on that and then you find your drive. In this case, it's going to be the 42 gigabyte hard drive. I use the space bar and select it, and that's it. And then right here, these are your file system partition methods. So you have ext4, btrfs, xfs, f2fs. By default, I always use ext4. On the original Arch install script, btrfs is actually at the top. But I've edited it to put ext4 at the top because it's just the most common used. And just to make it easier on a person, that way they can just select it and use it. So I'll select that. And then it asks you, would you like to create a separate partition for home? And it has a default as yes. I'll just go ahead and select that. Once that's done, I click on back because I'm done with it. The disk configuration is done. Now this option right here, time zone, you really don't have to mess with it right now, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to set up because I am in Los Angeles. So I'll just do a search. type LOS for Los Angeles and select it. And that's it, and I'm done. Now I'll just click on install, and then I have to hit enter one more time. Then it's off to do the installation. All right, so we'll go ahead and let this install, and then I'll pause the video and we'll come back to move to the next step. Okay, and the installer is now completed, so we're just going to go ahead and click on reboot. So we're rebooting to the system that we just installed, and this is going to be the Plasma desktop environment. Okay, and the system is now rebooted into the Plasma desktop environment. This is what we installed, so this is it right here. Okay, so before we go through all these messages right here, let's just go through the system. It's just a regular Arch installed system with just a few custom things added, but nothing major. But I'll show you what the majority of the work of what it's used for is under here. But if you open up your menu launcher, you'll see you have your regular layout here. You got your recent applications, recent files, you got your development, you got your graphics, you got your internet, you got your multimedia, you got your settings, system, utilities, and the power session. So in all of the software that's installed here is basically what you need to get started. So you got GAMP and your image viewer, you got Firefox as your web browser, you even have a UGET, which is a download manager. Under multimedia, you have Celluloid for video, ELIZA for audio, and MPV and VLC. So you got all the basic standard things that you need just to get you started. From here, you can install whatever you want. And also on the installation, I chose all of the AUR helpers, so it has pretty much everything on here set up. So I can install from PAMEC, I can install from Yay, from Paru, I can use all of them. All right, so right here we have a little welcome center. This is from Plasma, and it says Plasma has been updated to 6.1, which means that it's using the latest Plasma release. Okay, so that's all this message pretty much telling you. And this right here, this is what I added to the system and what it's used for. This is the main part of what LinuxHub Prime does that other systems don't do. I mean, there are a few other systems that you can build respans. You can build a respan off of pretty much anything, but this is an automatic way to do it. For those that don't know, if you want to create a custom respan of your own system, this is what allows you to do it. So right here, you got your update core repository. So you click on that, you just give it your password, and it'll update your system for you, get it all set up. And if you want to back up your system, you can use this right here, and you can back up your system with Timeshift. You just, again, enter your password, and it'll give you all the options that you need to, set up your backup. All right. And then you got build a customized Arch respan. So this right here, if you click on this, it's going to open up another dialog, which is where you do all the work to build a custom respan. So you see right here, it says Prime Builder. Select your installed desktop to begin. So right here, we have Plasma installed. So I would select Plasma. So I would click on that, and it'll open up the builder for me. It says this tool will guide you along to create a customized Arch Linux respan with your desired custom settings. Click on Continue to get started. And you just click on Continue, and it says right here, edit your theme, wallpaper, icons, and mouse cursor to your desired look with the buttons below, or from your system settings. Either way, the settings will be copied to your ISO. So if you click, there's a button right here that says set your theme and wallpaper. So if you click on that, it's going to open up your system settings. And from right here, you select your themes, your wallpaper, everything. So right here on the side, there's a button right here that says colors and themes. You can go through this and you can fine tune it the way you want to. If you want it to be breeze twilight, you can do that. If you want it to be oxygen, you can do that. But for the sake of the way I like doing things, I'll just set it to breeze dark. That's the way I like the theme setting. You can put whatever setting you want. You can even download more themes and use those if you want to. Then you go to the colors tab, whatever color you like. For me, I like the breeze dark, so I'm going to leave it on that. Night light, I don't mess with that at all. Application style, you have these that you could choose from. You can select whichever one you want. So I'll go with oxygen, click on apply. Then on the plasma style, I'll go to oxygen, click on apply. Window decorations, I'll stick with the oxygen theme, click on apply. Icons, you can use pretty much whatever's on here. If you want to download more icons, you can do that, but I'll use something that's rare. I've never used C, so let's try C. Click on apply. All right. And then on the mouse cursor, you can select whatever you want from right here. Just to make it noticeable, I'll choose this yellow one. Click on apply. Now the mouse cursor is yellow. The rest of these I really don't mess with. You can, but I don't have a reason to mess with them, so I'll just leave them alone. Then I'll go back to the wallpaper. The wallpaper, find a wallpaper you want to use. Most videos, I'll just select that. Click on apply. All right, now we have the wallpaper set. And if there's any other changes you want to make, go ahead and make them. The choice is yours. But I'm fine with the way it's set up, so I'll just leave it at that. Once you got your theming and everything set up, just click on continue. Then right here it says enter your desired distro name below with underscores. So, here's an example. Your underscore respin underscore name. So I'm going to just call it my underscore respin. Oh, well, I'll just type it in. And then right here on the installer, it's going to use OpenBox as the installer. So this panel that you see right here, that's shown right here, it's not this panel. It's the panel for the installer. So whatever name you want it to show on the button right here, you can put it right here. So, I'm going to just type custom. And it's just going to say custom on the panel button. And then on the next screen, enter a host name for your custom respin. All lower cases and no spaces. So I'll just my respin. All right. On the next window right here, it says click on the link below to edit the required images to your desired look. It will open the images with GIMP so you can edit them any way you like. So let's go ahead and go through that. And GIMP is opened up now, and it's going to open up the required images that you need to change. So there's 3 in total. You can see right here. It's that one, this one, and this one. So we'll start with the first one. I'm just going to make it all black, and I can put some text on top of it too. So I'm just going to type right here, my installer. I know you can't see it, but trust me, it's there. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, I'm good with that. Then I'm just kind of center it. And then I'm just going to add a little shadow just so you can see it. 1, 2, 4. Once you see the shadow come up, then you'll see what I did. There you go. And I'm happy with that. See, is it centered properly? It is. And maybe I could tone down the, there you go. It's a little bit better. All right. So there it is there. Now I'll go to the second window, do the same thing. And this is for the welcome screen. I'll just type my welcome. I think I might have hit a space bar in there, but we'll find out right now. Oh no, they all came out perfect. All right, so I'll go ahead and center this. All right, and then the last one is going to be for the splash screen on the installer. So I'll just repeat and rinse. Add text. And do the same thing, add the shadow to it. Now you can edit these however you want to. These are just examples that I'm using. You can put other images on top of them. You can do it however you want. But this is just the example that I'm using. It's just an example. It's all it is. So I'll leave right there. Now, all I want to do to all of them is just overwrite. So I'll overwrite the splash screen. I'll overwrite the welcome. And I'll overwrite the installer. Just overwrite over all of them. And that's it. You can go ahead and close this window down. And discard any changes. And I'm done with the images. So now I'll just click on continue. All right. It says, congratulations. You are ready to create your customized respin. Click on build your ISO image to start the process. In the terminal, just enter your password. So right here it says build your ISO image. Click on it. And then right here, just enter your password. That's it. And it's going to go ahead and create the ISO for you. So again, I'll go ahead and pause the video. And once it's done, we'll take a look at the custom respin ISO. Okay, so the ISO is not created, and you get a little message right here, and it says a backup of your ISO was created at your home folder. Your respin is in a folder called output. So you click this button right here, and it'll take you directly to that folder. So here it is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that over to my system, and then we'll take a look at our custom respin. All right, then you can just click on done, and click on finish. And that's it. Now that I got the ISO copied over, I'll go ahead and close this virtual machine. And here we have the ISO in the virtual machine. So we're going to go ahead and boot it up now so we can install it. And now we are booted into our custom ISO. So we get the installation window that comes up. You can see right here, this is the image that we edited, and it just says my installer, the way we edited it. And we select begin installation. So click on that. And you enter your username, user password, root password. And if you want to auto log in, yes or no, you have the options right there, and click on OK. Remember, this is for the custom ISO. And right here it says welcome to my respin, which is the custom name that you gave it. And it also says it right here. And it also says it right here. And you click on proceed and pretty much do the same thing as if you're installing it originally. So in my case, I just go to disk configuration, select the drive, ext4, then go to back, time zone. You don't have to set up the time zone, but if you want to, you can do it and then install. And that's it. Go ahead and let the installer do its thing, and then once it's done installing, we'll reboot into this custom respin. All right, so our custom respin has been installed, so let's go ahead and reboot into it and take a look at our custom respin. Okay, and this is our custom respin fully installed in the virtual machine. You can see right here, this is the welcome screen that you get, and this is the image that you would edit when you edit the welcome image. And on the welcome screen, you have the option to either update the core repositories or back up the system with time shift. And you can remove this screen from right here, from this button right here. So I'll go ahead and close this, and you can see the wall screen that we chose, the wallpaper. It's stuck onto the new ISO, the icon theme, pretty much everything. And everything is pretty much set up the way it is here, as it's supposed to be. So you have the same software. If you want to add software, you can do it here now. Do everything you knew. It's just a regular desktop. So for those that are wondering what is LinuxHub Prime, this is what it does for you. As far as it's a custom respin of Arch Linux, but the Prime is the option to create a custom ISO with your own settings, the way you want to set it up. And that is what LinuxHub Prime does for you. Now, there are a few distros out there that you could do this with. I think EasyNix is one of them. And I haven't done this with EasyNix yet. I plan to do that sometime in the future and make a video of it. So you can see that's another option that you can use. And I know that I think it's Arco Linux or some derivatives of Arco Linux have some options like this where you could build your own system. But here on LinuxHub Prime, you can see it's all done through a graphical interface. You really don't have to go into the files and edit them yourselves. Everything is done with the program, and it allows you to make all the changes with the program. So that is what LinuxHub Prime does for you. Okay, so for those of you that ask, what is LinuxHub Prime and What is the purpose of it? Why is it here? This is the reason why it's here. So you can see it right here in all its glory. All right, so see right here, this is my respin, the way we named it, and it is on Plasma. And it gives you all the information on here. All right. Well, I hope this video helps you out. And if it did, please like the video. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. I can use all the help. And have a great day. And I'm out.